All right, lesson 7, solving right triangles, is just finding all the sides and all the angles on a right triangle. Okay, you'll be given one angle and one side. So here's an example of what you'll see. Um, it'll say find all the missing sides, all the missing angles on the triangle. It will give you some information, like in this case, angle A is 25 degrees and side AB is 8. To be consistent, can you put A, it's always going to be A here, B here, and C will be your right angle. So A and B are the two acute angles, and C is your 90-degree angle, just to be consistent. All right? And I'm going to put letters on these two sides. I'm trying to figure out all the missing sides, which would be that side. We'll call that X, side BC. I'll call this side Y, side AC. And then I'll just call this angle up here, angle B. Okay, I'm going to start by finding X. You can kind of see I started doing it here already, but I messed up. So here we go. So remember, something 25 degrees equals something over something from last week. If I'm trying to find X, we're talking opposite and hypotenuse. Have those definitions handy. Opposite and hypotenuse is sine. And opposite is X, hypotenuse is 8. So there's the setup. Okay, go to your trig table, sine of 25, 0.4226. Okay, to solve that, we multiply it side by 8. So pull up a calculator, 0.4226 times 8. I'm getting 3.4 to the nearest tenth. Okay, to find y now, we need to use a different trig ratio. So y we're looking at adjacent, it looks like, in hypotenuse. So let's set that one up down here. This is for x. For y, okay, I'll use another trig ratio. I'll still go up 25 degrees. Blank over blank. Okay, adjacent and hypotenuse, right? We're dealing with adjacent, and then I'd go with the 8 because we know that one for sure is right on. I mean, you could work with this side and do a tan, but better to go with this one since we know this is exactly 8. So I'm going to go cosine and go y over 8. Okay. Look up cosine 25, 0.9063 in the table here. 25, second one, cosine, 0.9063. Y over 8. Multiply it side by 8. 0.9063 times 8. I'm getting 7.25. I guess I'll say 7.3 to the nearest tenth. All right, that's for y. Okay, and the last thing is we got to find that missing angle, angle B. Well, you guys know angles of a triangle add to 180, or these two actually just add to 90, right? The two acute angles, so 90 minus 25. So angle B equals 65 degrees. Okay, so that's solving the triangles, just finding all of the sides. If you feel good on that, you're probably good. If you want to see one more example, I'm going to do a little bit different one where the x is in the bottom of the fraction, in case you were not struggled with that a little bit. So let's do one more here. I'm going to put 70 degrees as A and 8 over here as BC, and do the same process of finding sides. I'm going to put x and y. It doesn't really matter where I put which one. You just got to figure them both out. And the directions will be find the missing sides and missing angles again. Okay. Oops. We're going to go up to 70 degrees. To find x, I'm dealing with opposite. The 8, I know. Hypotenuse is the one I'm looking for. So again, opposite hypotenuse is sine. This time 8 is in the top, x is in the bottom. Look up sine 70. I I get 0.9397. Okay, so now, if you didn't catch this last week, you gotta get it this week. Multiply each side by x, because x is in the bottom. So 0.9397x equals 8, and then divide each side by 0.9397 to solve for x. So you wind up doing 8 divided by 0.9397 to get your answer. Okay, so on the calculator, 8 divided by 0.9397, I get 8.5. Now at this point, you could use Pythagorean theorem, actually, since I have two sides. I'm just going to go ahead and use sine, cosine, tan. Okay. Okay, doing y, I'm going to go with the 8 and the y because I know the 8, I'm looking for the y. So we're talking opposite and adjacent, that's tan. 8 goes on top, opposite and adjacent, y goes on the bottom. Look up tan 70, 2.7475. Okay. Multiply each side by y. So 2.7475y equals 8, because these y's cancel. And then divide each side by 2.7475. Okay, so you wind up getting y equals 8 divided by 2.7475. I'm getting 2.9. Okay, that's that part. That's that part. And we'll squeeze it over here. We'll find the angle. Angle B is just 90 minus 70. The angle B is 20 degrees. All right, one other type of problem you see on assignment 7 there is this cable on a tower. So let me show you an example of that. So this will be number 3 example there. So it'll say something like there's a tower, say a 60-foot tall tower, and a cable stretches from the tower to the ground, from the top of the tower to the ground, top of tower to the ground. Let's say the cable meets the ground at 65 degrees. The question will be, how long is the cable? Okay, so it'll be something like this. And I'll show you how you can draw that out. All right, a 60-foot tall tower, so just 60 feet straight up. There's a cable that comes down kind of on an angle and hits the ground here. And hits the ground at 65 degrees. So this is the cable. This is obviously the tower. Hits the ground, I'm talking about this angle here. All right, so if it says, if it says it meets a tower, you're talking about this angle, hits the ground, we're talking about this angle. How long is the cable? We'll put the X here. All right, and then you could solve this out using sine, cosine, and tan. In this case, we're talking opposite and hypotenuse, so from 65 degrees, we're talking sine. Okay, and if you're okay solving that out, you could stop here. Otherwise, if you want to see me work it out, I'll do it quick. 0.9036 or 9063. 60 over x. X is in the bottom, so I'm going to multiply by x. Please show all your steps on your work there so I can see you're really getting it. Okay, so this will give us 60 divided by 0.9063 is, I get 66.2 feet, which makes sense. The cable is going to be a little bit longer than the tower because it's a hypotenuse, but it is a pretty steep angle there. Okay, So you'll see that type of problem too.